Alright guys, so today we're doing a top 5 deaths in comics, and this is all comics, so this doesn't pertain to just Marvel or DC. It could be Image, it could be Dark Horse, it could be Boom, it could be IDW, it could be any comic book, any graphic novel out there for the choosing, for the picking, as I say. And with that, a lot of choices in comics, things, you know, happen where they come back. So these are the deaths. These people died, or pretty much died in that moment, or you were perceived as dead, and they might have somehow miraculously lived. But the point is they died in these scenes, and these are the top 5 that I felt the most. Of course, there are so many death scenes. I probably make a part 2 or even a part 3 of this list down the line the more comics I read, but these are the 5 that really stuck with me throughout my whole time of reading comics. So let's go. Coming at number 5 is Y: The Last Man, and specifically the grape scene. If you've read this, you know what I'm talking about. It's been a very long time since I read Y: The Last Man. There's things though that I remember perfectly 10 years after reading it, and 2 major deaths that just stick with me. And no, I could probably swap these two because they're so devastating. It's really Ampersand, hopefully I'm saying his name right, the monkey, the pet monkey of the main character. His last few moments of life that just kill me. He was a pain in the ass, but like the dog that you own that eats all your food that you just want to kill, but you still love him or her. It's really that moment with Yorick, I hope I'm saying his name right, the main character, breaking down and just asking himself, why did he do this when he fed his pet monkey the grape that would ultimately just kill the monkey? Because he was older and he thought this would be an easier way to let go because the monkey was holding on to life in old age. And then when you see these last few moments of Ampersand just like freaking out and his mouth becoming all foamy and dying, and it was just disturbing and sad, and you saw the main character's best friend die in his arms. It's just so sad. It's one of the best deaths, and definitely one that resonates with me, even though I really love 355's death as well. Coming at number 4 is Deadly Class. I'm going to go with 2 because they happen in about the same time. So it's Marcus and Willie. This part is too hard really to pick because they both die within like 10 pages of each other. However, while Marcus's death is shocking and hurtful, and you can't believe it because he's the main character, it's Willie's death that I think really made me sad. This life, these lives of these characters, they're all kind of pieces of shit. They're all teenagers. They're all doing drugs. They all hate each other at parts. But this character's life just kind of seemed unfair and unjust. And honestly, Willie to me always felt like he didn't belong with these people. He was kind of more pure than the rest of these fucked up individuals. And sure, he tried to be a part of them, but in the end, I really thought he was different than the rest. He wasn't as tainted. And then when he died in a brutal and horrible way, it definitely hit me. And then right after that, Marcus dies. It's like a double trouble, hurt in the heart type of feeling. So yeah, those two really hit me hard. Coming at number 3 is Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker's death in particular. This one is probably one of my favorite moments in comics, period, for multiple reasons. One, Ultimate Spider-Man to me has always been my favorite Peter Parker and the definitive Spider-Man. I also thought, 2, this leads up to the death that is also wonderful and truly shows kind of who Peter is in his heart. And 3, the actual death itself is powerful and his last words really hit hard. So after Peter is shot by the Punisher by mistake, he races home to save his Aunt May from being attacked by the Green Goblin. After both Human Torch and Iceman are defeated, Peter Parker is by himself facing off against the fearsome Goblin, who is in the mood finally to murder Peter for real this time. After Peter puts down the Green Goblin after the Goblin says that he's going to basically fucking hack up and eat Aunt May, Peter just ends that motherfucker by hitting him with a truck over and over again. And then when he is laying on the floor dying, Aunt May holds him in his arms, and he says the words, "I couldn't save Uncle Ben, but at least I saved you." And then, you know, the tears just start rolling because this is who Peter Parker is. This is definitely my favorite version of Peter Parker, and the death that actually stuck with me in most of the, you know, superhero type comics. Coming at number 2 is Pride of Baghdad. And the answer is everyone. Okay, so this is kind of a cheat too, because nearly every main character in this wonderful story is murdered in the same page. The ending is one of the most powerful endings I've ever read, to be honest. One that left me feeling empty and cold, but only to reread it again and see the freedom and happiness that the lions and tigers got to experience for a short while. This is not an easy read, but the ending truly hits you hard. When soldiers mow down the lions for no reason, or the reason that you think is no reason, but really they're just doing it because they're humans and they see a bunch of lions, and obviously they're going to shoot them because they're scared of them, because they're uncaged and out in the wild and near them. Still, when you get to be living with the lions and hearing their thoughts and their dialogue and everything, when you see them all die in such a horrible way, even though that last moment before they do is beautiful, it's downright heartbreaking, and that's why this deserves to be on my list. And coming in at number 1 is Saga. Jesus Christ, Brian K. Vaughan just really makes me cry a lot. Anyway, Saga, there's a lot of sad moments in this, but the miscarriage slash Curdy, is that his name? Curdy, I think, is the one that got me the most. The ending to Volume 7 is, well, to be honest, the only word you can use is heartbreaking, to say the least. After losing Isabella only a few issues before that, and being so sad on that, there's a fight at the end of issue 42, which is leading to Elena miscarrying. And these moments of her asking Marco, is the baby okay? And then you see his face and her face, and it's terrible. Especially for people who have gone through it. It is not easy. Trust me, from personal experience, it is horrible to see and watch. And they did it so well, the expression so well done by Fiona Staples. And then you get Curdy, who we've all come to like in this volume. He's a cool little dude. He's Hazel's first kiss. He's a little dude. He's a little homie. You know, it's so sad. But he stays on the planet that is dying because his stupid fucking family thinks, no, we must stay. This is part of our religion. Stupid shit like that. So you just watch him screaming while he's getting killed when the planet is devouring itself. And it's just so sad because you see him screaming, I believe, because he is so scared to die because he's a kid. And then there's just a couple of pages of complete darkness, just black pages. Is nothing, and you just feel it. You feel the emptiness. You feel the tears. They're probably flowing down your face. You're like, motherfucker. So these devs back to back within about 5 pages of each other, and then just to fade into black for the next few pages. It killed me. I had to take 10 minutes before I could think of anything else. I just kept rereading those pages, and just it killed me. So this moment will always stick to me as, fuck just comics, any media, but especially comics, one of the saddest, best deaths, because they really make it memorable. Saying that, that will end our list for the top 5 deaths in comics. There are so many. I mean, I would love to see some of yours. You know, there's some from the big 2. There's some from Image. There's some from IDW. There's so many series out there where deaths resonate with different people differently, that hit them hard because they can relate or love the character. So I'd love to see some of these deaths below. Obviously, it's a huge spoiler video, so don't watch this if you haven't read any of these. Or if you even if I told you that these people died, please read these series because they are all phenomenal and well worth reading. Everybody else, have a nice day. Click these other videos to see some more of my comic related stuff, and I'll see you guys later.